So here in section 4, we're going to talk about coping skill training, which can be in person or virtual. It doesn't matter. The point here is coping skill training is all about addressing and evaluating a stressful event. Whatever is just in front of you, whatever can just cause anxiety and stress in you, it has to be addressed. And it also helps you to just disaggregate the stressors as well. For example, you wouldn't hold the whole stressor inside of yourself. You would just literally address them. Like you wouldn't inhibit anything. You would just be as straight and as honest as possible and just trying to do self-monitoring here, just address your own situation. In general, stress management, like any sort of program that is related to stress management, they're gonna have 3 phases. Number one gonna be learning and identifying stressors. Number two gonna be after like identifying those stressors, you're gonna literally try to acquire and practice skills to just cope with that stressor. Because like I guess there was a question in your previous quiz, I was asking you if we can just habituate to a stress or not. The answer is definitely no. We cannot, like, never ever habituate to a stressful situation. If you have a bad boss, you cannot habituate to that. You can just learn some coping skills to just, deal with that bad boss situation or like any sort of other stressors. And here we literally trying to just address that using approach-oriented skills. So basically, after identifying stressors and after practicing some skills for just cope with that stressor, you're gonna practice the skill in real life situation. If, for example, like literally your bad boss is just in front of you asking for too much, you should have at least one skill on your hand and just try to cope with that situation because you know that, for example, you need that financial resource. You have to stay in your job. You love like the job that you are literally doing. So just one bad person cannot impact your whole mental and physical situation. I mean, honestly, if it was me, I would just quit that job because like a bad boss is just very bad. But like sometimes you cannot quit the job. You have to just be patient, apply for another one. So coping skill can just help a lot. One important point here, already we talked about that, but again, we're gonna mention them. Negative and positive self-talk. The ability to just change wording and just make it like more positive is just very important. For example, if you have your final project in front of you, you feel like it is too much, you cannot just handle that, you will just tell yourself, I'm never going to be able to finish this project on time. I always mess things up. I'm such a failure. You like even just saying that giving me all the negativity, honestly. Let's just reword that self-talk and just go like this project is challenging. I can just handle that. I actually handled before so many difficult tasks. I can do it again. Like just doing that to yourself, talking like that to yourself can just help a lot, both physically and like mentally, because like it can just, help you to just release some good hormones that can help you to just overcome a bad situation. Another point here about negative self-talk is just focusing, in general, negative self-talk is just focusing on criticism, pessimism, and all those self-doubts that all of us, we are suffering from that. But like positive self-talk, it just emphasizing on optimism, confidence, encouragement, and all the good powers that is just inside of you. Social support is just very important. It's just basically having people around yourself that love you, that they care for you, they actually value you, and just having a good network and mutual obligation can just help a lot, especially in a stressful situation. I'm going to give you an example. I had a very hard week last week. But I hung out with my friends yesterday. We just talk. I just tried to just talk about my problems. Yet, I mean, they couldn't help at all because it is not like their situation. They are coming from a different background, but it's still just the ability to just listen to me and just, do some nods and just say, wow, it's a bad situation. We are so sorry for you. It just helped me a lot to just understand, okay, I do have some people who literally they care for me, they love me, they actually feel bad for me, they try to help. You see, All of those talking can just help me a lot to just reduce my stress, improve my coping, and just promote like a better positive perspective towards life. And this is like the whole idea behind social support, and it is very important. There are like different types of social support. It can be informational support in which you're going to be very direct. You literally help people with just financial resources, like something that is just very much tangible. You can just literally see that. There are like other ways of support. It's going to be emotional support, just telling someone that they are important, that you are there for them, even though you cannot support them financially. Just text them, just check on them. That can help a lot. Invisible support, it's going to be like helping someone without actually letting them know about you are supporting them, which is very cute, I would say. Someone who literally love you a lot, they can do that for you. I actually came across an idea here, sympathy basket. It seems like here, like in the United States, especially in some specific states, when like a member of the family, they're gonna pass away, close friends, they're gonna bring them a basket of food, like good food, like all fruits, good nutrition. Because like the idea here, someone who lost a beloved family member, they are just too sad to eat or just take care of themselves. So having a food basket, it just help them to eat good, which is actually just the first outcome. But like the idea behind that is you do have people out there, it's just taking care of you. They're literally thinking about the nutrition that you're gonna take every day. So like the whole idea that like your close friends, they're gonna bring you different baskets. It's just very cute, very beautiful. We don't have it in my culture. So I feel like that's something that I should learn from Americans and like Western cultures. I'm gonna add it to myself because I feel like it is like a good way to show people that we love them and we care for them. There are going to be so many positive outcomes for social support on illness. It's going to actually lower the likelihood of illness. It's going to speed up recovery. It's going to reduce the risk of mortality, and it's going to actually encourage individual to go and find health services and just try to just practice their medical regimens. So it's just very important to have social support. Like social support even can just impact biopsychosocial pathways. For example, it can just help you to just lowers amount of physiological and neuroendocrine responses to stress. So that's very important. Instead of just make it higher, because whenever you are sad, whenever you don't have any social support, the level gonna be higher. But whenever you do have social support, the level of physiological gonna be lower. So keep that in your mind. It is very important. It is also can decrease cortisol responses to stress. It can help you to have better immune functioning, and it can just modify the brain's responses to stress. So it's just very important to have social support. I know actually sometimes we cannot get along with just everybody out there, so we shouldn't just push ourselves to just surround ourselves with just so many friends. The point here, if you have like one or two good ones, you are good to go. Someone who could you could just talk to them like without hiding yourself. It can be a sibling, it can be your parents, but just have someone as your social support. It's just very important. It seems like social support can just moderate the stress level in different way. It can have like direct effect, and it can have a buffering effect. So regarding direct effects hypothesis, it seems like social support is just generally beneficial during a non-stressful situation as well as stressful situation. Even if you have like good time, having friends around yourself can help you a lot. Buffering hypothesis is actually saying that physical and mental health is going to benefit a lot from social support, especially during high stressful situation. So buffering effect is just basically talking about only high stressful situation, but direct effect is just talking about both non-stressful and stressful times. So, one important point here is social support is important, but knowing how to use that social support is just even more important than that. You can have 100,000 friends around you, but if you cannot talk to them, if you cannot actually be, comfortable with them, um, it cannot help you at all, right? For example, if you have a bad boss, if you feel like you cannot just speak out or you cannot just talk to them about that bad boss or about your situation, social support doesn't matter, because again, you're going to just keep that negative thoughts into yourself, and it's going to be a stress build up, and it's going to just actually impact you in a very negative way, both physically, mentally, and socially. Another point here is social skills in general going to be influenced by the ability to develop social support. So social skills and social support, they can be positively correlated. Probably they do have cause and effect relationship. Because if you wouldn't have a good social skill, you cannot have social support as well. But on the other hand, if you would have like close friends from your childhood or siblings or cousins, even though you wouldn't have like great social skills, even you couldn't just make a lot of friends at your 40 or 30, still you do have some people that you could just rely on them. So you are good to go. That is all for this chapter. I would say it's not hard. It's not a hard chapter. It's just a bit challenging, I know. But in general, it's very important because stress is just part of our daily life. We do have it. So we have to address them, first of all, for ourselves. And second of all, if we want to practice psychology or if we want to just know something out of this class, I would say chapter 6, 7, and 8, they're going to be the most important one. Okay, thank you so much. And I guess like next week gonna be a spring break. So enjoy your spring break. Bye.